Hello students, let's start with our lecture 2, DNA packaging. Well, DNA packaging means accommodating the DNA inside the cell or inside the nucleus. Let's see how DNA packaging is done. We are aware there are two types of cells, that is prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells are primitive cells, yet DNA packaging is done. The packaging is done in 3 steps. The first step is circularization of DNA. Once circularization is done, the size of the DNA becomes 350 microns. Second step is formation of loops. 40 to 50 loop-like structures are formed. The loops are called as domains. The size of the DNA reduces, that is 30 microns. Each of the domain are further supercoiled. Supercoiling is the third step. The supercoiling requires some enzymes like histone-like binding proteins, DNA gyrase, and topoisomerase. Because of these 3 enzymes, the supercoiled structure becomes stable. So this is packaging in prokaryotes. So there are 3 steps. Number 1, circularization of DNA. Number 2, formation of loops. And last, number 3, supercoiling. So there are 3 steps and 3 enzymes. And the enzymes are histone-like binding proteins, DNA gyrase, and topoisomerase. So that's a very simple way of DNA packaging in prokaryotic cells. In eukaryotic cells, the DNA packaging is slightly complex because the length of the DNA is very long as compared to the size of nucleus. Let us say this is an eukaryotic cell, and like any other eukaryotic cell, even this cell has a nucleus. Let us magnify the nucleus. The nucleus has a nuclear membrane. The nucleus has a nuclear membrane. As you can see, this structure is a nuclear membrane. Okay. Then a nucleolus. But what's very important here is the chromosomes. You can see now this X, letter X like structure is a chromosome. This is the final stage of DNA packaging. Let us talk about DNA packaging in detail. So chromosome. This is the final stage of DNA packaging, and it was put forth by R. Kornberg. According to the scientist Kornberg, the chromosome is having 3 components. The first component is histone proteins, second component non-histone proteins, and the third component is the DNA. Let us talk about histone proteins. The arrangement of histone proteins is such a manner that it is called as octamer. Let us understand why it is called as octamer. The histone proteins are made by 4 basic elements: H2A, H2B, H3, and H4. Each of these elements are double. So there are 8 elements. These 8 elements are organized to form an octamer. The octamer has positive charges because these octamers or these histone proteins are richly made by basic amino acids called arginine and lysine. Okay, so that's very important thing about octamer, that there are 4 histone proteins and each component is double. They are positively charged because of amino acids arginine and lysine. Further, DNA. DNA has 3 components: phosphoric acid, sugar, and the nitrogen base. Because of phosphoric acids, DNA is negatively charged. So there are positive charges on the histone octamer and negative charges on the DNA. That is why DNA takes coil around the histone proteins. Because of opposite charges, the coiling is stable. The part of the DNA coiled around histone is called as core DNA. The entry point of the DNA around the histones and exit point of DNA around the histones is the same, and it is sealed by histone 1. Histone 1 keeps the coiling even more stable. This structure collectively is called as a nucleosome. Means a nucleosome is made by histone octamers and the core DNA. The core DNA takes 1/3 turn around the histones, which comprises 146 base pairs. That was first step. Okay, for eukaryotic DNA coiling, formation of nucleosome is the first step. When 2 or 3 nucleosomes are interconnected by the DNA, that DNA is called linker DNA, and it comprises 54 base pairs. So is that clear? The first step of eukaryotic DNA coiling is formation of nucleosome. Let us proceed with the second step. Solenoid structure. The solenoid means spiral structure. Keep this in mind. So when 6 nucleosomes coiled together, it forms a solenoid structure. The solenoid structure has a size of 30 nanometer. So that was the second step. Solenoid is made by 6 nucleosomes. Third step, formation of chromatin fiber. The solenoid structures, when they are linked together, then it forms a chromatin fiber. The fourth step is formation of chromosome, isn't it? From here only we started. When all the chromatin fibers, they unite together and forms a chromosome. So the eukaryotic DNA packaging has 4 steps. The first step is formation of nucleosomes. The second step is the formation of solenoid structure, then chromatin fibers, and finally chromosomes. The chromatin, if you observe carefully here, this part, and compare with this part, you will find little difference. This part of the chromatin fiber appears to be densely packed, and this part appears to be loosely packed. So this part is called euchromatin and the densely packed part is called heterochromatin. Since it is compact, it is strongly stained, it is dark in color, and the part that is lightly stained, okay, is a very active part of the DNA. The heterochromatin is located near the telomere and near the centromere. The rest of the part of the chromosome consists of euchromatin. So we stop it here. That was about DNA packaging. Thank you.